Hey, this is Carla from the Butcher Babies.
This is George Corcoran, the Fisher from Cannibal Corpse.
Hey, this is Rex from Kill Devil Hill. It's Wednesday 13.
This is Dad from Devil Driving.
This is Motorist from Quad. You're listening to Rabid Noise
on Rabid Radio.
Turn it up.
And we are back on Rabid Noise on Rabid Radio. That was By the Blood from Drowning Pool's latest album, Hallelujah, which is out now. And the band will be making their long-awaited return to Australia in July, which is pretty damn exciting for all us fans down here in Australia. And I recently got a chance to catch up with frontman Jasen Moreno to talk about, of course, the tour, the new album, and everything Drowning Pool. So here is my chat with Jasen Moreno from Drowning Pool. Hey, Jasen, how you going, man?
Pretty good, man. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, dude. It's been a long time coming, and Drowning Pool are finally returning to Australia, and so many people are pumped for this tour, dude. It's unbelievable. Have you ever been down here yourself?
No, I have not. And honestly, I can't wait to go. Obviously, a lot of people dream of going to Australia, and I have had an incentive to hear the guys rave about it. You know, they've been trying to get back since they left, so I'm pretty psyched about going, man. Kind of freaking out a little bit, but you know, I think it'll be all right.
Why are you freaking out? Is it all the animals?
Because it's going to happen. You know?
Oh, okay. I thought you said, you're going to say usually people go, it's because we've got so many animals that can kill you here. But hey, man, it's going to be one big party.
I gotta admit, you know, I haven't concentrated so much on, you know, stereotypes, but I have heard a lot about the creepy crawlers that'll get you if you're not wary. So.
Only when you go inland or the valley.
All right. Good to know.
It's going to be awesome, dude. Well, the new album, Hallelujah, is killer, man. And it's your second with the band since joining back in 2012. How was it going into recording this time around compared to the first one with you guys, Resilience?
I'm just not as green as I was, you know. I mean, I was brand new to the business. And with so much, you know, outside influence and stimuli, you know, it was easy to be overwhelmed by it. I don't regret anything that I did on Resilience. I'm proud of it, but I would definitely say that Hallelujah is much more of an accurate representation of what, you know, I do naturally. I can honestly say that the label E1 didn't ask to hear a piece of music, didn't lean on us at all, didn't ask for singles. And they really enabled us to do what we wanted to do with this record. We were completely free to make the exact record that we wanted to make and sing the songs the way I wanted to sing them, and, you know, as long as we agreed as a band on it. And, that's exactly what we did. And, you know, props to Jason Sukoff for helping us realize that. He's a great producer and really spoke the same language that we were speaking and helped us to create this record. So hats off to Sukoff and E1.
Yeah, it came out killer, dude.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I think, you know, we've been trying to make this record for years. I know for a fact we've been trying to make it, you know, this type of record since I joined. So it's nice and rewarding to actually be able to release this type of record. I think the fans, you know, it's for the most part, it's been well received because I think the fans have been wanting this type of record from Drowning Pool for a while. So. Yeah,
it's awesome. And, you know, look, I know you've probably been asked this a lot, but how did you hook up with the Drowning Pool guys originally?
Oh, well, being from Dallas, I've been singing a long time, so I knew them, you know, just as another local band on the scene when I was local back, you know, in, you know, the late 90s. We would play shows together, being, you know, some of the bigger bands, if you will, in the local scene. I'm a headlining band. We'd play together. We would play the same nights in our town, Dallas, together. So it wasn't such a large scene that you didn't know everyone. I mean, we knew them and played with them often. So we knew that they were going to blow up. You couldn't have been in the scene back then and not know it. So that is how I initially met them. Then, you know, they got signed and they went platinum, and we watched. And then when they were in a position to come back and start, you know, helping the scene to prosper, and they did that. And I think that's, you know, really big of them to do that because, you know, I was still local. I was still chasing the dream. And, you know, they took us out on some opening little mini runs with them, and I got an opportunity to play and open for Drowning Pool. There was a time when I sold merch for Drowning Pool, so as much as it may seem like I'm the new guy, if you will, to a lot of the fans, it's in reality I've been here for, since the beginning.
And of course, your voice is absolutely amazing, dude. It's so killer.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, I really dig it. And do you remember when you discovered that you discovered your voice and that moment that you wanted to become a singer?
Honestly, I never really did want to be a singer. I didn't think much about that. I always wanted to be a lead guitarist, I remember when I first felt very passionate about music and singing, was when I heard, Freddie Mercury and Queen, and that was my dude. But, it was just something I maybe I took it for granted, or maybe it was a case of grass is always green on the other side. I never did really want to be a singer. I knew I would sing, and I would always do it. It was just something I did for fun. What I really wanted to do was be a lead guitarist. And then it didn't work out so well because it's really hard. So here I am.
That's how it happened to me too. I wanted to be Dave Mustaine, but it didn't work out. So I just started screaming. It's funny how that happens.
Yeah, well then we still that then. It's a little easier to sing for some of us than to play damn shredding leads. So,
yeah, I can't do it. I just can't do it to save my life. And sing and play at the same time, forget it. I don't know how dudes do that.
Yeah, I know all about it. I mean, I really think.
Well, man, I met the guys after they played at the Big Day Out many years ago, and that was including Dave, and they couldn't have been a nicer bunch of dudes. And that's something that's really stuck with me all these years. I still have the shirt that they signed for me, which is like one of my favorite pieces of memorabilia. Have you had a band do that for you and had that effect on you over the years?
I haven't really met a lot of bands. I think back in the scene, when Deftones hit, and they were touring in support of Adrenaline, I met Chino, and he was a pretty humble guy. And I was grateful for that. And I met a band used to be called Ratch All American. They changed the name to Soul Zero. And I met those guys, and they were pretty cool. But I think Johnny Pole's probably been the nicest, rock stars, if you will, that seeing them interact with their fans, and they are consistently humble and polite and, courteous. I don't think, I don't know how to answer that question. I really haven't met a whole lot of bands. I know that a lot of the bands that I looked up to after I got into Drowning Pool, I was able to meet the bands, but it's different then, because then you're in the clique, if you will. So it's different when you meet them after you're already in the door.
That's it. I guess you're part of the crew then. It's not But yeah, I was a young lad, man. I was only a young lad, and just sort of 18. No, I would have been 18, 19, and they were just hanging about out in the field, and they couldn't have been cooler. So that's stuck with me. So I'm a fan for life because of that moment. So
good on them, all.
Yeah,
they're still that way.
That's awesome. That's awesome to hear, man. Well, dude, I actually saw that you're actually going to be playing the Hammersonic Festival in Indonesia.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Dude, that's like my dream to play that festival. It's unreal.
Is it really? Oh man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Every year, man, I see it and I go, one day. So that's going to be off the hook, dude. You're going to have the best time. They just love their metal over there. Like, they're just crazy for it. So, since joining Drowning Pool, where has been the craziest place that, the band's taken you to?
Well, for me personally, the wildest shows I've ever been exposed to have been in Russia. Wild abandonment, man. For me, it's something that I equate to, how the guys tell me how the glory days used to be, if you will,
Yeah.
Back in the day when they were going off center, and it was just, you know, mayhem every night. I mean, that's how the shows were in Russia and in England. The shows that we play abroad tend to be pretty wild. There's lots of wild, crazy people just freaking out. It's great. Loved it. Kind of scary, but I loved it.
Well, man, looks like we're going to have to top it when you get down here.
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will. Positive you will, man. And we're going to do our best to maintain, keep up with it.
Man, we're pretty crazy, I got to say. I mean, we're not as crazy as the South Americans, is what I hear. All those dudes are absolutely insane, but apparently we're up there. So it's gonna be such a killer tour, dude. It's gonna be great. And you know, it looks like you got a day off between Adelaide and Brisbane. Are you planning on doing a bit of exploring on your day off, or is it just gonna be sleeping?
You know, I'd like to say that I'm gonna get out. I always say that, but I never do it. I always end up sleeping. You know, it's crazy. I've been all over the world now, but it all looks the same to me because I see it at nighttime, you know, and I don't get a whole lot of time to get out and, you know, sightsee. It's difficult for me, man. It's hard. I don't know if it's a mental thing for me, but I always seem to be just so beat up and exhausted and trying to maintain for those shows because never do I want to, you know, be less than all I can be on stage. So.
Well, that's understandable.
But hopefully I'll get out. You're right. I mean, it's very rare that we get days off when we're traveling, you know, abroad. So now that I think about it, you know, we'll probably be flying, man. We'll probably be traveling. That's why we have days off, so we can travel. Damn it. I'll probably see the inside of an airport, but I'm not complaining, man.
It's a shame, though. I'd say, you know, come down to the Gold Coast and have a few beers and a barbecue or something.
Well, yeah, we'd love to. And, you know, business being what it is, it's business. So.
Yeah, I understand, dude. You know, it's work. But, hey, we'll bring the beers and the barbecue to you in Brisbane. We'll have a party.
Hey, you know, that's a plan there.
Yeah.
I can argue with that.
Awesome, man. Well, we definitely can't wait to seeing you guys down here in a couple of months' time. And as I keep saying, it's going to be killer. We're going to go to the track Hell to Pay now. And we'll see you and the boys at Max Watts in Brisbane on Thursday, July 28th. Thanks so much for hanging tonight, man.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you for talking to me, man. Can't wait to be there.
Hey guys, just want to take a minute to give a shout out to our podcast supporters, RW Promotion, who are the best in the business when it comes to printing posters, flyers, banners, badges, business cards, you name it. They've got what it takes to help you get everything you need to help spread the word about your band or business. And with a blistering turnaround, they'll make sure you get your product ASAP. So get in touch with Richard and the team at www.rwpromotion.com.au or shoot them an email at info@rwpromotion.com.au. Also want to give a shout out to the guys at Blacklight Art and Design, who in my opinion are the Gold Coast best screen printers. So, you know, we've gotten many band shirts and even our own Rabid Noise shirts done through these guys, and they've also got one of the fastest turnarounds I've ever seen. So all quality prints at competitive prices. So whether it's band merchandise, sporting teams, promotional garments or workwear, you know, they've got you covered. So hit them up at www.blacklightad.com.au or email them at info@blacklightad.com.au. So big thanks to those guys for helping us to bring you this podcast each and every week and for, of course, supporting the metal scene.